the state, in Oregon?
In Oregon, I want to say, I know it's over 20, 30. They've had places in Salem, Eugene, Portland, all the bigger towns. There's Grants Pass, Roseburg. I mean, name a town, it's pretty much there. Klamath Falls does have people in there, yes. Ben, yeah, definitely. Gresham, yeah.
Yeah, Oregon actually, I think, has the most occupations.
Jeff?
Yeah, you made a reference to the media cutting your turnout at your Occupy by 9/10 or so. Do you notice local media attitudes changing at all as this goes on? Or the tone of coverage changing?
You want to take that?
I'll try. Yes, at first they ignored us, then they laughed at us, and then now they're paying attention. However that thing goes, but they're trying to discredit the Occupy movement. They're trying to divide us, and they're not being successful.
Got an article on the front page today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Occupy Action was in the paper 5 times this week, plus 3 letters to the editor, and we're getting much better coverage. So it's just.
I do want to share a funny story in relation to that. After October 15th, when we had the big rally out in the park, the next day someone from Channel 5 called me and asked me where we were, because they expected us to be in the park, and their next news story showed an empty park, saying the occupiers were gone. Even though we had a protest that day, they just didn't stick around long enough to find out. So it's part kind of, I think, a little bit of conspiracy on one hand, and on the other hand, it is local media, and they only have so much time to cover everything, and they're not as up to date as we are, although we do post everything everywhere. So, Wes.
But just to follow up on that, I recall that the whole news focus locally was how many people are there today, and actually counting that. And a major education was that, wait a minute, it's not just how many people homeless are laying in a sleeping bag right now. We want to occupy the politicians of this country. And so I think that education still goes on. They still want a body count of how many people are occupying a particular space. And so there's one view that that's really what they want to do.
I have a question.
Where is that they're occupying the home that was foreclosed with the family that was thrown out?
I believe it's in Brooklyn. I know it's in New York City. I don't know the specific part. They took a foreclosed family and put them into a home that's been foreclosed upon, had a big rally. I think the Working Families Party helped organize that a lot with them. I'd have to look online to get more details. Yes?
How do you know which of the directions that Occupy is moving in would resonate with the largest amount of the 99%?
How do we know the directions we're moving in?
Pardon me? Well, I mean, I'm just wondering, because there's some things that really resonate with me, and other things I think, why are they doing that? It doesn't connect. You know?
It's really...
Well, would you let me okay. I'm asking, I'm just raising a question.
Yeah.
I'm just making a comment.
Point of information. It's really user-oriented. I feel that Occupy is a spirit, and it's moving through all of us. And the people who look like they're organizing it are just trying to navigate that through consensus-based action. So the idea is, what direction is it moving? Well, get involved and help move it in the direction you want to move it in. This is about getting involved. It's, you know, we've all had this training growing up of show up, and the teacher brings you all this information and you get credit for showing up. Well, it's not enough to do that anymore. It's show up and how can I help? Well, here's a group you can plug into. Well, I want to do this. Okay, do it. Lead. Take the next step.
I want to say furthermore in response to that question, I recently got an email from someone that was talking about the port shutdown, and that caused a lot of controversy, even within people within Occupy. Whether it was in Portland or Oakland, that was an action that didn't have 100% consensus. It had consensus, otherwise it wouldn't have happened. I was actually personally up in Portland, and the longshoreman, or one of them, brought us a whole bunch of pizza, and a lot of people had said, you know, rock on. But there are issues that don't necessarily always work for everybody. But like you said, we have to get involved. Someone sent me an email that said that our courthouse protest was really good, although barely visible. And I said something, well, if you'd been there, maybe you would have been a little more visible.
Thank you. The fourth thing that I felt was manipulative, quite frankly, to get in the news, and that it wasn't on the banks, it wasn't on, I felt it was hurting independent truck drivers, and so, but then, I think you make a great point. I mean, if I want other issues to be important, I should get out there and say, this is what's most important to me. So,
And with any direct action you take, even if you did a bank sit-in and you shut down a bank for a day, you're sending somebody home who's a cashier who makes $10 an hour. I mean, it's a gray area, but to not take action at all seems much worse. I think you had a question for me?
I wanted to make a quick comment. Being part of the Tea Party movement, I'm around a lot of people all of the time, and the people that I know here personally, we share a lot in common, a lot more than most people would think. And there's still the mindset in the Tea Party that the Occupy movement isn't what the Tea Party movement is. I'm sure it's the same with the Occupy movement. If you actually come out and try to connect with Tea Party people, you will see that there is a lot more in common. And what better of a thing to do than what John mentioned is to work together. Have you seen that reported on anywhere in the country, the Tea Party and the Occupy Party coming together?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Immense possibility.
Nick?
I just kind of wanted to respond to your statement. The Longshore Union.
Could you speak a little louder, please?
Yeah, the Longshore Union put out an open letter that encouraged occupiers to continue doing what they're doing. And in the letter, they described the working conditions and wages and things that they're going through as a union. And we're showing their appreciation for the Occupy movement going and picketing for them. Because they were given a choice of either $50,000 fines to the union or union picket. So what Occupy did is we decided to go do that for them. And that's where all that came from. So in the end, we did end up getting their full support, which was wonderful because I was still on the fence when I was actually up there doing it. So.
I got one and then two.
I want to say, I think that's really important to hear, and I was aware of that also, and yet I was reading everything, and every news report said was that it doesn't have the support of the union, it doesn't have the support of the union. So I think that tends to shape our view of what really happened, and we have to be really careful about that. Thanks.
If you want to read the letter, it's on the...
And I think it's important to talk to your neighbors because you're only getting half the story. Also, we should think about getting the word out through the newspapers. 88,000 people read the Tribune. So there's people in Shady Cove, Rogue River, all around us, that want to get involved, but they don't hear about it. Some of them don't own computers. Some of them can't afford internet. So we need to get the word out.
I'd love your help to write those letters.
I also wanted to mention of the issue around banking. There's a strong movement in Oregon to get a state bank going. And we had some people from Vermont, thanks to Wes, come and speak the other night at the Unitarian Church. So if you want to get involved in that, it's a strong way to really make some changes. Get off of the corporate, it's about corporations, it's about banks, but banks essentially are corporations. They're a big corporation owned by a few people at the top, and I could go on and on about that one, but the state bank is a big topic and a great way to get involved.
I just want to say one thing, since I think our Q&A time is up, is we will be sticking around for a little bit afterwards. If you have further questions, please feel free to come to me, John, Jeremiah, Nick, a lot of people, Evan, are here with Occupy. I'd be more than happy to answer your questions.
Two more questions, please. What resource do you two guys have?
What resources do we need?
Yeah, what do we need from us?
Jeremiah.
I don't know, because it is kind of a youth movement, it'd be really nice to have some professionals that are tied into the different aspects of the things that we're doing, so we can get actual a knowledge coming in, and maybe the internal structures of some of these machines that we got going on. Because otherwise, I have my conspiracies, but I've never had a job in some of these places, so it'd be really interesting to get people in the banking system and in some of those other things that we're working on, and figure out how to work with that knowledge from the inside and get them.
Also, what we really need is people. And even if it's not you guys coming to every protest and everything and always emailing or coming on the Facebook, if you come to our General Assemblies, we need ideas. And we need people to get those ideas through. Money is,
We always need it.
Yeah.
yeah, we will take it, but
Could you talk about jobs for a minute? You know, I did lose my job finding occupation, but, you know, where does it play into what's going on?
how does Occupy play into creating jobs?
Fall into,
Jobs.
people who never had a job now, people who are losing their jobs.
That's a tough question.
Well, I think, I'm sorry, we sort of going to stick to the schedule. These guys have gracefully agreed to stay behind afterwards, so you can ask them questions as well after the program is over. So,
And also regulars at our Occupy Ashland group, Linda Sturgeon, who's done a great job with the website, Karen, Evan Lasley, who's been strongly involved, and anyone else?
They raise their hands so we can see who they are.
yeah.
Wes, Wes, of course.
Occupy Medford, because we raised some of our hands to show you left questions.
Anyone not here from?
I think it would be fair just to address your question a little bit, and it's also in terms
I'll
of
pick up your top 3 issues if you pass them to the senators.
All right. Thank you very much.
They asked me to ask you to, everyone stand up all at once for a picture or something?
No, all Occupy people,
Oh,
stand up.
Yes. Okay.
oh, you're all occupied.
Yay! Thank you.